Hi guys, welcome to my March wrap up. This is gonna be all of the books I read in March. I read 4 books in March: Fever, Blood Fever, Dark Fever, and actually I just finished Shadow Princess today. Today is 31st March when I'm filming this. Dark Fever, Blood Fever, and Fever are part of the Fever series. Shadow Princess was part of the Zodiac Academy. I'm going to continue Cursed Fates right now after I'm done with filming this because the way that book ended. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that later. First, I read Dark Fever. It's basically the first book in the Fever series. It's about Mac. Mac's sister lives in Dublin and she's doing college there and she's reported dead. And so Mac runs there, gets to know that her sister was murdered and tries to solve this murder case. She discovers a lot while trying to uncover the case. This whole world of fays and fantasies, also her own identity. Apparently, she's not a normal human and she can actually see fays. And there also she meets this grumpy bookstore owner, Jericho. Their romance is the slowest burn. I have read till book 3 now and they are still not formally together. There have been moments, there has been heat, there has been a lot of banter and tension and drama and so much fun, but they are not together yet. Anyways, this book was short, bingeable, around 300 or 400 pages. But I really want to talk about Karen Mary Morning's writing. So unique. I have never read writing like this before. Also, this is an urban fantasy romantasy series. This is my first urban fantasy, if I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not. There were so many beautiful quotes, funny quotes, sad quotes, deep quotes, and I have not seen that many people talk about this series. There are a lot of Goodreads reviews, but when I was searching for reels and other things, I couldn't find much. So maybe this is a very old series, but people need to talk about this series more because this was actually so good. It reads kind of YA, reads kind of old English because I think this was written a lot of years earlier. Michaela is funny, like reading through her head is actually one of the most entertaining things ever because she thinks just like me. She is like sometimes very unhinged, funny, and immature type. She's like just a girl. She's just a girl surviving through this fantasy world and comes to know that she's this phase seeing and all these powers about herself. At the same time, she is also getting deep about small stuff, which I feel like as a sensitive person myself, I do a lot in my daily life. So I just loved her. A lot of people call her insufferable. I personally think she was actually pretty good. I loved her. The tension and the slow burn was absolutely amazing. It just kept the book going. And book one, book two, this overall was a 3.5 series, I think. For me, for as of right now, the books have been 3 stars. First book was 3 stars. Second was also three or three and a half. The third was three and a half. The third actually ends in such a banging cliffhanger. A lot of drama in book three. So romance really, really starts developing here. Next, I read Shadow Princess, guys, and like my March, my first 3/4 of March was completed. Not even 3/4. I would say like 2/3 of my March went into reading this Fever series, which are just like 300, 300, 300. So you can add the 3 books, and that would be something around 700 and 800 pages. It took me 2/3 of the month to read that many pages, and it took me just 2-3 days to complete Shadow Princess, which was in itself like a 700 and 800 page book. Make it make sense. The writing style obviously differs a lot, and the plotting and everything does differ a lot. Normally, I'm not that of a fast reader. I could not stop thinking about this book even when I was not reading it. I had read till book 3, I think 6 months ago, and then I just thought of giving it a little bit of break. But I started Shadow Princess, and wow, this was such a long ass thick book. I have a whole spoiler review coming in my channel of the Zodiac Academy series. I will see how much I have been able to film and edit it out. So accordingly, I will post maybe part 1, maybe one full vlog. I have not decided yet. It's extreme slow burn. There is fated mates trope. There is a lot of extreme slow burn. There is forbidden trope. There is a lot of tension. There is spice. There is drama. There are so many different depiction of relationships too, like brotherhood, sisterhood, found family, you name it, and it's there. There are strong female characters, weak female characters striving to be strong, I would say kind ones, powerful ones, and everything, like everything. There are so many different fantasy elements. Like it's just absolutely amazing. So much drama, and the book, even though it is 700 800 pages, I was hooked entire book. I was hooked through the entire book. It was such a ride, always on my toes. Not once was I bored with the book. Not one page was boring, not one part of it I was like, I'm not feeling anything. Every part was so interesting. Every chapter was so interesting. I have highlighted almost the whole book. I just cannot talk enough about this book and this series and these characters. I am so obsessed with them. So obsessed. And chapter 43 and 44. Like, I read those today, and I'm not even kidding. After reading those chapters, I had to take a mental break. I had to take a mental reset. I literally put my Kindle, took my Kindle, finished it, put my Kindle down, made some food, ate it while watching my comfort show, did some skincare, sat myself for a bit, and then here I am right now. So, yeah, that's all it took for me to digest that book. Because the ending of that book, there are many plot twists, many plot reveals, lot of spice, lot of drama, lot of things happening. But the last two chapters, things that happened. Things happened that destroyed me, that frustrated me, that killed me. But I still rated this book 5 stars. Hell, I would have rated it 5,000 stars if I could. I just cannot stop thinking about this book, these characters. I actually had to order the physical copy of these books. I ordered the physical copy of Shadow Princess and Cursed Fates. I'm trying to find the other books too online, but in India those books are not really available and they're really expensive. Trying to find them cheap if I am able to. I just cannot stop ranting about this series. It is just absolutely fucking, like, totally mind-boggling to me. The Twisted Sisters. Now I do know why they are called the Twisted Sisters. Anyways, guys, this was obviously a 5 star, 6 star read for me, and I'm now gonna start Cursed Fates, which, fingers crossed, is also good. It's also long as book. It's a 800-page book, but we are in here for a ride, so let's do it. Let's jump in. And yep, that's all the books I read in March. And comment down below what books you read in March, if you're planning to read any, if you want to recommend me any book or book series, if you have read these books and what you thought about them. And yeah, have a nice reading month and enjoy reading, because at the end of the day, nothing else matters. Pick up a book, grab a blanket, have a snack, put your favorite show, put on your headphones, do whatever the fuck you want. Because at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Goodbye.